You already know what time it is. It's that official time. Where we take this worldwide. Let's go. Listen. So now it's time to turn it up. Surf the radio waves as we begin to burn it up. We all up in your area like landscape, definitely bringing you the moment where the pancakes. It's a mandate that you tune in. It's time to move out so we can move in and recognize that this is no illusion. I'm here to clear the air so that there is no confusion. It all started off in the book of Genesis when Jacob was wrestling with who he thought was his nemesis. And when the man saw he couldn't overpower him, he touched his hip but he really couldn't devour him. And from that point then we hear a name change, rearrange the game, so now we gotta change lanes. So I'm here to let you know it's time to listen to the Pancake and Power Slam show. Let's go! Turn it up, it's the Pancake and Power Slam. Turn it up, it's the Pancake and Power Slam. Turn it up, it's the Pancake and Power Slam show. Turn it up, it's the Pancake and Power Slam. Turn it up, it's the Pancake and Power Slam. Turn it up, it's the Pancake and Power Slam show. Turn it up.
Yo, episode 543. with Dr. C, the PMP, the family. We to the we out here chilling, wrestling, talking about the exclusive info that I received about Bray. Baby, could it be with the family? Just gonna have to say, just wait for me, cause I got some things to say, about the Clash. Okay, hey, yo, what's up, PNP Nation? We got some things to talk about tonight, as we always do. As we always do. As we always do. Talk about wrestling news with the crew. You know who. PNP with the family. Dr. C coming from the D. OME straight from the head. We ain't in bed. Cause we hanging out. Playing. We chilling with the fam, P&P, the family, chatting every Tuesday, Wednesday in the UK, 5 hours ahead, 6 hours ahead, people be in bed, not these people, cause we the people, we ain't no sheeple, we ain't no sleeper. What's up, everybody? Chillin' with fam, P&B fam. We ain't nasty like spam. We cool like ham. I like ham. You might not like ham, but I like ham. I don't like spam. You might like spam. Yuck. Sorry for your luck. What's up, everybody? 5:43 here with the PNP family, having fun as we always do, ladies and gentlemen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into we got some news. We got some Ask Doc questions, of course, as we do every time. For those who are new to this format, those who are new to the show, this is the 543rd straight week that I've had this show. I started this show in April of 2012, and I've been going every week since April of 2012. This show is 10 years old. This show has featured hundreds of current and former WWE wrestlers. This show has launched opportunities for me to be a columnist, to write for Sports Illustrated, Fox Sports, Bleacher Report, all kinds of other very reputable websites. And now I'm a senior analyst at Sportskeeda Wrestling. And I have a show, Pancakes and Power Slams, that comes on every week after my other show, which is Unscripted, that actually is a Q&A show, 30-minute Q&A show with the top wrestling star every single week. So that is my contributions. There's more, but that's my contribution to the pro wrestling industry. I've interviewed hundreds of wrestlers, over, I don't know, 15, 16 Hall of Famers at this point. And so, yeah. So with that type of resume, I get some stuff. I get some news. Okay. I get some news. Okay. I know some people and I get some news. All right. So the information that I received, and that's what we're here for, partially for those who are new. Otherwise, we just hang out every week. PNP knows what we do. We hang out every week. We have fun. You guys ask me questions every week, and I answer them, and we have a good time. I start off with a freestyle, and we have a great time. It's just we lounge. Like, I got the candles, I got the lights coming on. We just lounge every single week on PNP. We have a good time every single week. PNP fam, where you at? Welcome all the people who are new to this show. And hashtag Ask Doc to highlight your question on the screen. Otherwise, have fun chatting civilly on the chat. All right, so here we go. Let's let me tell you about the news that I received. And again, again, this is the news that I received from a source within WWE. Now, of course, things are subject to change, and it's information that I'm receiving. Okay. Uh, this isn't something that I am like, okay, this is going to happen. But this is a reputable source within WWE. This is what's going to happen right now. Right now. Okay. The plan is for Bray Wyatt to return at the castle with an immediate storyline for the title. And interestingly enough, his theme song, they've been working on his theme song for a while, and it's said to be uh, really, really good. And Bray Wyatt's usually his theme songs are very creative and it's very um eerie and unique. And looks like this one is just going to be the same. So we shall see. We shall see. And basically, they have been tapering off from different things, such as the monarch butterfly image, and basically the fun house, and we saw with Lily. Alexa Bliss would bring in Lily every week, and she doesn't bring in Lily anymore. So those are reasons why those things aren't happening anymore, because they wanted to clear the wave for Bray to return. So that's the information I received. Again, it's subject to change, and that's that. All right. Now, if it doesn't happen, don't blame me, blame the source. All right. So, but that is the information I'm receiving within the source within WWE. And then I've known this before. WWE can be petty and change things up just because of that. But with Triple H at the helm, maybe that can happen. So, that is the exclusive information that you've received on the Pancakes and Power Sam show. And if you look at my stuff, you can see that I've dropped some exclusives before. I dropped an exclusive of Hulk Hogan not appearing at a pay per view when people were saying that he was. I found out that he wasn't. Unfortunately, I broke the news of Brian Christopher passing. I broke the news of Jinder Mahal returning. Um, so I've been successful in some things. Successful in some things because I really I've been doing this journalism thing for a long time now, and I hear a lot of things. I actually hear a lot of things, and I take it through the ringer when it comes to clearance, because I cannot stand being a shoddy journalist and just saying, "Well, I heard this," just make stuff from a behind. So when I received this information, I was like, all right, it's good to go. That's where we're at. All right, cool. So we shall see if this happens at Clash of the Castle. Right now, that is the plan for Bray Wyatt to return at Clash of the Castle. Now, how is he going to turn? I don't know. I didn't receive that information. Right now, the match is Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre. Does he come back as a face? Does Roman Reigns win, and then Bray um, comes then and dethrones Reigns? Does Drew win and Bray comes in as a heel and goes for Drew? But then you have Karrion Cross. Does Karrion Cross interfere with Drew McIntyre and helps Roman Reigns beat Drew? And then that leads for Bray to come in as a babyface. We shall see. I would say I would think that it would be best for Bray Wyatt to come in as a babyface, because he'll have that return pop. Bringing in a heel for a return pop just destroys the babyface. So make him a babyface at least for a little bit. So all right, there's actually more stuff. There's actually some contract stuff that I know about, and other things that I know about. I'm actually going to start with time. The information I receive, I'm going to start putting that on my Patreon. Exclusive information. I know a lot of people, and to get some exclusive information, so you pay $5.99 a month for my Patreon, guys. I mean, yeah, I mean, come on, come on. And you can play $1 a month just to have your support. And I appreciate everybody. All right, check this out. Let's get into these Ask Doc questions. Ricky's in the building. You have interviewed Greg Gagne a lot of times now. Yes, I have. I have interviewed Greg Gagne probably 6 or 7 times, maybe even more than that. Am I shocked Johnny Gargano is back? No, I'm not shocked that Johnny Gargano is back. Triple H is basically bringing in person after person when it comes to NXT. And so I heard Johnny Gargano actually left NXT because he didn't like the rebrand. So there you go. I mean, Triple H brings up, he makes Vince was still there when Ciampa came up, but Triple H, I imagine he had a lot to do with that. Ciampa wasn't very, he was losing matches. He wasn't very popular or over. When Vince was there, Triple H has made him, a legitimate star, I guess. And now bringing up Gargano, Loomis, Kai, so we're seeing NXT 2.0 here. We're seeing NXT 3.0, which is NXT 1.0. And honestly, I'm not a big fan of it because it doesn't cater to it doesn't bring in any fans. Unfortunately, that's bad business, to be honest with you. Vince McMahon is 77 years old today. There you go. Have I ever been to Canada? It is cold. Is it cold? I have never been to Canada. I've been on the water part though. I've never been on the land. I've been in the water. I went to Buffalo, New York, and we did my wife and I did a cruise. Did a like a night cruise, tour ride through Niagara Falls, the American side, and we were able to cross the Canadian side, barely, and that was my only part of Canada. I was able to see Canada like not too far away from me, but I'm like, one of these days I'll go to Canada. Nowadays I don't want to go to Canada because I probably won't come back in a while for a while with all these restrictions going on. Elvis, were the kids happy to go back to school? Yes, they were. Have I ever been to Disneyland and Universal Studios? I haven't been in either, but I have been to Orlando before, multiple times actually. Thoughts on that? Saying he wants to retire next year in August when WWE returns to Canada, and Kane saying he can't take another bump in WWE. Kane is an old man now who's been a politician for a while, so he doesn't need to take another bump in the WWE. So, I know I saw some pictures of this year. I don't know about it right now, but I did see some pictures this year, and he looks like, he's gotten into some really good shape. I don't know if he stayed that way, but I know that he's gotten into some really good shape again, like chiseled. So that was earlier this year. I don't know if anything's changed, but good for him. As far as Edge retiring next year, yeah, that makes sense to me. He came for a run and won the Royal Rumble, and yeah, he's had a decent run, coming back. So it hasn't been. He still feels big. He still feels, over. He's being utilized correctly. He's not just coming back to lose a bunch of matches. So he's been booked solid. Stacked weekend next week. Clash at the Castle, Worlds Collide, and All Out. Yeah, it is absolutely. But we welcome in the Buzzers back. No, not that I know of. C-Rise back in the building. Sorry I haven't been here in a while, but ever since my grandma passed away, I've been in a dark place. But as always, the good Lord and my grandma are helping me through it all. I'm praying for you, man. Praying for strength for you. So I'm back, and let's go, PNP Nation. It's great to see you back, C-Rise, man. I can definitely understand having those difficulties when it comes to losses in family, especially those you were close with. So, it's good to use this platform to just get away for a little bit and we always have fun in PNP, man. So it's great for you to join us back. Welcome back, C. Rye. Elvis got sideswiped by a driver not paying attention. You're doing good. Just have to get to the car and body shop. Man. Lexi's in the building. Ricky Legado del Fantasma on their way to the main roster. I didn't know it was the whole faction. I know that Santos Escobar was coming up, but I didn't know it was the whole faction. What is on your bucket list places to travel to, a new adventure? I want to go to Hawaii. I want to go to uh, Egypt. I want to go to Israel. I want to go to somewhere out west. I mean, Western United States. I haven't been as long as I've been living. I haven't been anywhere Western United States. I've been Midwest. I've been East. I've been South. But that's it. I've been Central, South Central. I've been in Louisiana. But yeah. Is Alaska at the northern end of Canada or is it close to Mexico? Alaska is at the so if you look at the map, Alaska is northwest. It's hanging out on the northwest end of United States. If you weren't a doc, what other profession would you want to be? Teacher, bank executive, politician, pastor, or church executive? Good question, Elvis. See, I like these questions. See, I like these questions, man. I would want to be probably a lawyer or a judge, or a detective. One of those three: a lawyer, judge, or detective. The detective, I'm actually too old to apply for detective work. But I still have a bit of desire to do that, but more of a consultant role because I love being a doctor. It's amazing, and so yeah, still have a little bit of desire to do something in the criminal. I didn't tell y'all this. PNP. I didn't even tell y'all this. I just got my third master's because I have two masters and a PhD right now. I just got my third master's in criminal justice with a specialization of behavioral sciences. And guess what? I finished this master's with the 4.0. Oh, thank you. But I did really. I completed the master's with a 4.0. So yeah, I have three masters now. My man, I appreciate it very, very much. Lexi says, with Trish showing up on Raw and the fact that Sasha seems to be honoring commitments for WWE, do you think Trips is enticing Sasha back with a Sasha storyline? I do. That's something that Sasha wanted for a while now. I think they're kind of bringing back Trish back in. Definitely, it seemed like it could have been a one-off, but I don't think it's going to be a one-off because I saw that she was on house shows too, so definitely wanted a one-off. So yeah, they are going to possibly entice Sasha Banks with Trish versus Sasha. I can see that happening at Mania. Thank you, man. I appreciate you very, very much. Do I have a WWE figure collection? No. No, I don't. I used to when I was a kid, but I don't now. No. From what I heard, it was not going to be the Fiend. Um, and the Fiend, the Fiend doesn't need to come back. It was a cool thought, but it was tarnished. It was absolutely tarnished by them having them get burned, and they just tarnished the Fiend. I mean, losing against Seth Rollins, which caused Seth Rollins to become a heel because people didn't want that. Then you win the championship and then you lose it to um, Goldberg, and people are like, "What? Huh?" I mean, they gave them the Universal Championship, so they had some plans with them, some high plans. Clearly, they gave them the Universal Championship. They didn't lose it to Goldberg, and then he gets the whole thing with Alexa Bliss, and then um, you know getting to the point of causing Alexa Bliss to get into this trance, which had some promise to it. But then Orton gets involved, and then he gets burned, and he comes back. He comes back just to lose at Mania. What I mean, just a horrible thing. And then he gets betrayed by Alexa Bliss. I mean, just the Fiend was totally like just demolished from on the writing team, on the writing from the writing staff. So we don't need to see the Fiend back anyways. So he needs to come back as a whole different character. That's amazing news. I'm interested to see. I mean, again, I don't. I'm not that guy to just pop for pop's sake. You know what I mean? Like, here, give me. Sure, it's good to see that return pop. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you can't. But you don't just buy me in because of your name. Give me a story. Give me some good character development, and then that will buy me in. But just to say, okay, this person's back and there's still no story or no development. No, thank you. I saw this online. I saw that um, Index reunited on NXT, and he got arrested and he left her a note or something like that. So very interesting. Yeah, you know what, Ricky? That's annoying. That's annoying to me. I agree. Erg as well. I agree with you. I despise. I mean, I was hoping with this big Triple H regime that we will see something different. I don't understand for the life of me how this has been going on for so long. This whole Raw versus SmackDown trash is just absolute. There's no point. Mid card champion wrestling against mid card champion. There's no stakes, no nothing for Survivor Series. Nothing. You're not even keeping the score really. And if you keep a score, so what? What are you doing? What is it leading to? I mean, just give me something with Survivor Series. And I'm a traditionalist. I'm like, hey, look, I want the big four. I want you to keep the big four. But with the way the Survivor Series is going, no, thank you, man. No, thank you. No, thank you. Do you think Bray's return is going to be the ultimate mind trick? Um, Meaning they can make a brief segment during the title match where he returns in the ring and disappears. That can very well happen. It would be very interesting because uh, it would be a good cliffhanger. It would be a good cliffhanger because it would prompt people to want to watch Raw the next night. So I'm game for that. I'm game for that. Tim Berno. Don't you think that Theory going to lose that Money in the Bank case? I don't think so. I don't, and it's sad. It's sad to see. I don't think so. Uh, I think they're going to pull the trigger with him, and I think they're going to wait for a while because he's nowhere near a world champion contender right now. But I think they're going to pull the trigger with him, man. I think. I mean, I can see something like Royal Rumble or something like that. But even let's think about it even from that sense. Theory wins the championship of Royal Rumble, goes into Mania as champion. Like maybe the Raw after Mania. Maybe he's developed that enough to do that. But as of now, this guy, He's not even close to being championship material at this point. Well, how long before Braun Breaker and the newest member of the Bloodline are called up? Right now, they want Braun Breaker to still be the guy for NXT. Yeah, I mean he's the baby face. You know, he's been, from what I've seen, he's been feuding with. They're just kind of doing the whole revolving door of baby faces to feed him. So yeah, I can see him coming up probably during draft time, and they're supposed to be doing a draft in a couple months. So perhaps then, or even if they do a pay-per-view before Survivor Series, right before Survivor Series, possibly, that can cause him to be a member. But as far as the solo, I just he's got some time to do. He's got some work to do. He's got some time left, so I can see him in NXT for a little while. Have I interviewed any of the McMahons? I have. No, I have not. Nope. If they're going to split the titles, Bray returns to cost Roman the title. We shall see. Soon after Worlds Collide. Okay. Anywhere on my end, I want to do the draft again. Got ticks on November 6th Raw, and hope it's not then. I thought I heard October. Yeah, I heard October. I think last year I did October too, actually. So, yeah. So it's basically, it was supposed to be October, around October, I think, but newer story, or newest reports are saying that it's going to be pushed back, which is weird because Fox and USA wants their own belts, so they just, there's a lot of work to do in the WWE for sure. For future interviews, have you ever thought about interviewing the big boss man's daughter? Would love to hear a story about her father from her. I'm interested. I can definitely reach out. Remind me, Jimmy. I can reach out to her and see that. I would definitely. I wouldn't mind that. Let's see what else we got. Come to Colorado. Sure. Have I ever been to the Gatton for a wrestling card? I have been to the Gatton. I did some media a few years ago for the joint event of Ring of Honor and New Japan. I was able to see Kazuchika Okada live, and he won the championship, and it was super cool. Kazuchika Okada is one of my favorite wrestlers, and it was cool to see him live, and it was cool. I mean, it was like a surreal moment to be in the Gatton and doing media, so I didn't have to pay for it. So it was fantastic, absolutely fantastic. So Chris says, congratulations. Thank you very, very much. Very, very much. Thank you, Dion. Appreciate you. Well, if you want to visit the west side and hear a little thing called WrestleMania's happening in Hollywood, just means you have to be out west. Hello, hashtag media credentials. Yeah, hey, look, if I get some media credentials for Hollywood next year, I'll be there. Thank y'all. Appreciate it. Hashtag AxeDoc. Lexi is asking, do you think there could be an undisputed era return in WWE, or do you think that injuries can prevent this from happening? What are your thoughts on the Big E development? As far as undisputed era, yes. I heard some Adam Cole. I heard some stuff on Adam Cole too that I might be talking about and releasing soon. When it comes to contractual stuff, but at the same time, hey, TK's going to be pretty strict on riding this contract out, so it won't be any time this year. Yeah, maybe a year or two, but Roddy's still around, and Triple H would definitely bring back Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly for the sake of the Undisputed Era. But then again, what's the staying power for that? How do we do a whole Undisputed Era reunion again for what? They broke up. So are they going to be a heel faction again and just do the same thing over again? And this shows us that we were having NXT 1.0/3.0 all over again. So again, just give me something. Give me substance in this. These return pops, they get old fast. Thoughts on the Big E development? From what I've heard, he's not. I mean, he's saying he's like, I saw a video of him like taking his brace off and playing around, jumping around with New Day. But I also heard that he said that he's fine with never coming back. I mean, I get it. He's been world. He was able to become world champion. I mean, that's a big deal. And I think he definitely won't go in the Hall of Fame by himself, but the New Day stay around and all of them retire and become agents, or what I mean? Like, they will. I can definitely see them going to the Hall of Fame as a unit. Ricky's asking, they are unifying the NXT and NXT UK men's and women's championships. Sweet. Yes, it was. It was horrible. He had some big old mallets and a whole bunch of just nuts. It was nuts. It's even worse this year with Survivor Series because everyone's on both brands. Exactly. Like, we just see random people popping up from Raw and SmackDown. It's ridiculous. Travis after man, there will be a pay-per-view for Survivor Series. It will be Crown Jewel. Yes, I'm familiar with Crown Jewel. But yeah, I did hear that they got pushed back. Dion, since WrestleMania is going to Hollywood, can I see Cena coming back to the 17th? We all know The Rock would be an obvious choice to return. No, I don't see Cena winning any more championships. Is Sable in the Hall of Fame? Should she be? I don't think she is yet, is she? Should she be? Oh. Oof. I'm going to say no. Actually, I'm going to say oof. I don't know. So Tori Wilson was not able to, let me see. She was told not to mention Sable's name. Interesting. Wow. Not allowed to mention Sable's name. Whoa. That's weird, seeing how Brock Lesnar's in the home of in the WWE still. Okay. Very, very interesting. All right. What else we got? It would be interesting if they brought back Bray and have the Fiend return as someone else in a disguise, similar to Kane versus Fake Kane, which turned out to be Festus, and have Bray versus Fake Fiend at Mania. I think that would probably, people wouldn't really buy that. Would I interview Jesse Ventura? Yes, absolutely. Return to the WWE next other than Bray Wyatt. See, the thing is, I mean, people are contracted under under AEW. I just banged that microphone there. Contracted under AEW, so they just can't, come back. So then you were thinking of people like who are free agents, like a Braun Strowman, a Jonah, Bronson Reed. I can see them coming back actually. People like that who's not locked into Impact or AEW contractually, especially AEW, because Tony Khan's about those long contracts. So we got to look at people like that. Thoughts on CM Punk? I've made it clear here many times I am not a CM Punk fan, and I never really have been. Storyline. Do I think he returned to WWE? I think he can? Sure, but do I think he wants to? Probably not, because he's probably still bitter about some things when it comes to WWE. From what I remember, him and Triple H didn't get along very well. So I don't know if he would want to be under the Triple H regime. The thing with Paige, it wouldn't make sense if it was storyline, because why would that set up a just a random feud? Why would that set up a feud between Punk and Paige if Punk is already feuding with Moxley for All Out? Like, I heard he did go to business for himself on that promo. So I watched Charlotte on Stone Cold's Broken Skull. I haven't yet. Did you like it, Alonzo? Do I think Johnny Gargano will do a Monday night? How do I think he will do? So think about it this way: he's being booked as a babyface. Okay, so when it comes to a top babyface that I don't think that I don't think that the crowd. I don't think the crowd is going to support him as a whole, as much as the small number of NXT people, NXT fans. We even saw it on Raw. Like, watch Raw again, and you can see that there was a bunch of people in Toronto that were just like, like they were on their phones and like, I really don't know who this guy is that much. For like every like 2 or 3 people, you can see it. Like, if you the views that they saw actually wasn't very good, because for every like 2 or 3 people you'll see, or every pocket of people you'll see rooting for Johnny Gargano, you'll see people surrounding them just not, because they didn't really care. So that's not good, to do that, to have someone to try to book him as a top baby face. I mean, he's going to come in as a mid carder. I imagine that's not what he wants, because he actually mentioned being world champ. So then you have Bobby Lashley, who's a top babyface on Raw. Then you have AJ Styles, who's a top babyface on Raw. He's starting to become top babyface again. You got Cody coming back next year. So if anything, Johnny Gargano has a potential 4th babyface spot. So, and competitively, he definitely is not going to, out babyface any one of them. But I think we'll win the WWE Women's Tag Title Tournament. I think it's going to be Io Sky and Dakota Kai. I'm fine with that. Big E is New Day's manager. Yep, cool with that. Talk about worst title. Definitely the 24/7. It felt awful. I believe it's still going at house shows. It's worse than when Crash Holly. It's still going on house shows. That's horrible. Had a title back in the 90s and had to defend the 24/7. Jobbers forget what the title was. It was a hardcore title. It actually worked very well for Crash Holly. It actually really helped his character a whole lot. But this 24/7 thing is trash. Ricky Steamboat guest appearance on Raw. He on AEW. He did great. I actually chatted with him shortly after that. The next morning, I think it was. I chatted with him. Nancy Benoit should be in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, definitely. I agree with that. 100%. Woman should be in the Hall of Fame. She should have been in the Hall of Fame, in my opinion. Absolutely. If Drew doesn't beat Roman for the titles, could it be Cody Rhodes instead? Personally, I prefer Bobby Lashley to beat Roman for the titles. Now that I agree with. I've said that many times. I would love for Bobby Lashley to win the championships. I think he's red hot momentum right now. I would be all in for Bobby Lashley to beat Roman Reigns for the championships and win the Royal Rumble. I'd be all in for that. Should it be Cody Rhodes? I don't. I'm just not in it. I'm not in that. Hashtag Ask Doc or Ask Dr. Chris is cool too, but hashtag Ask Doc. Mickey James agreed. I think Mickey James should be in the Hall of Fame too. Sable probably did a bad thing or something, so no one can say her name. That's interesting. Is Sheamus getting a face turn? Yeah, it's weird. I mean, he's saying, hey, I've never won the Intercontinental title. Seems like they're randomly turning him face. So what happens with the brawling brutes or whatever, brawling brutes? That was weird, super weird. If I was invited to be on Broken Skull Sessions, what do you think Stone Cold would talk about with you? Being a psychology doctor. What does that look like? Being a podcaster, people I've interviewed. What have I learned in podcasting? What are some stories I can tell from interviewing people? What can I say about Chris Benoit? I've written an article, a big, huge article about Chris Benoit that I'm working on actually now, turning into a ebook. So stay tuned for that. I've actually have a lot of it done, but I've gotten so busy recently that I have to get back to it. So yeah, it's talking about Chris Benoit. So yeah, there'll be a lot. There'll be a lot to talk about if I was. Good question. There are some good questions today. Am I afraid of anything? Hi, Shark Skaters. Nope. I'm not. What else we got? Just under 2 weeks away and only 3 matches made for All Out this week. I agree. Yeah, that is really bad. Chocolate cake or banana pudding, which is better? Banana pudding any day, twice on Sunday. Clip Man, what's up? What's up, Clip Man? Are you new? I think you're new, man. Welcome. Mount Rushmore of wrestling, in your opinion? I've done this before, and I'm always game for people asking me the same questions I've answered before, it challenges my consistency because I love remaining consistent. And you haven't asked me this question before, and you don't know, so I'm all about answering again. So from what I remember saying, it's not about who. So the thing is, this isn't my Rushmore, like as far as my favorites, but this is the Mount Rushmore of people I think are the most influential people in the history of pro wrestling. And to me, those four would be Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, Steve Austin, and Bruno. Yeah. The Bruno to me is Bruno. Hogan, Flair, Austin, Bruno. The Rock and Bruno is like interchangeable to me because I think The Rock brought such a big appeal to wrestling, but Bruno really carried the banner of WWE for so long in the 60s and 70s. So yeah, I gotta put Bruno in there. As far as the most influential people, the four most influential people in the history of pro wrestling, as far as just influence and popularity and just kind of a breakthrough type of impact. Hogan, Austin, Flair, Bruno. Yeah, that would be it, I believe. You think the Chips broke up Shelton and Cedric to give them their much needed pushes on opposing brands. I can see that. I just don't know. A push. I'm not quite sure about that. I don't know about a push because we definitely didn't see that with Cedric recently. With Triple H now in charge, do I think we will see people being out in the Hall of Fame who never would be allowed under Vince and not Benoit, especially? But people like woman test. That's a good question. Um, no, I think the criteria is still the same as far as who's going to be in. I mean, like for instance, Test. I used to be a big Test fan, but I don't see him as in the Hall of Fame though. Tennille Dashwood. Chad is asking. I see Tennille Dashwood. Okay, Emma going back to WWE now that her contract is up in Impact. She didn't do very well in WWE unless they're going to do a career overhaul and make her something different. Yeah. Am I a Hit Row fan? No, not yet. I'm open to them. I don't like. I don't. The reason why I said no is because I'm not a fan of how they're being booked already. They just seem like they got talent. I've interviewed all three of them actually, and tons of potential. I like Tahuti Miles, Ashanti the Adonis. I like him. I think that there's a lot of potential there with him. But the thing is, he reminds me of like as far as how he's being booked, I'll say this: he's being booked like a poor man's JTG. You know what I mean? JTG is a buddy of mine. Um, I like him. I think he's got a ton of potential, but the way that they're booking him now, it just seems like that whole cheesy, type of gimmicky rap group. It just seems too gimmicky to me. I just don't see a long shelf life with it. Bree to me is I mean, she could be used so well. She has the look, what I mean, she has the swag. Um, I would just get her in some ring training more and use her. And AJ, he's had the treasures, being a host there. So he's cool. I mean, he's got some longevity there potentially. So yeah, as a group, as in like them doing something else within WWE, I'm for. But the group to me, I'm not really like I'm open to see more, but no, not a big. I wouldn't say that I'm a fan. What happened to Butch and Ridge Holland? They were around, and then they did this Sheamus thing, stuff like that. Just no rhyme or reason. They don't make sense. She probably might because Madcap Moss is in WWE. I missed this. I thought Madcap Moss is dating. Yes, that's right. She is. He is dating Tennille Dashwood. Yes, I was thinking Cora Jade, but Cora Jade is dating Braun Breaker. I haven't met it with any top politicians. No, just city council members here. That's about it. Butch is going to take that. Getting a name change again. Triple H not liking the gimmick. Yeah, I did hear about him getting becoming Pete Dunne again. You might not want to speak on this, but I have heard about the drama with Jake Atlas. Tim's videos got viral. It's unfortunate. I'll look into that. I know that there was some issues with his roommate or partner or something like that. Like I think it was like earlier this year or late last year or something like that, and caused TK not to use him because he was having some issues, like it's a big fight or something like that. If there's something new, I'm gonna have to check into that. Will we ever see Sane again? Yeah, I think so. How many states have I been to? So, as y'all know, I'm a Ohioan, born and bred. Still here, still in Ohio. I've been to pull up a map. So I'm thinking about this one. So I have to spend my brain power thinking about this. I've been to Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee, Illinois, Wisconsin, Louisiana, Georgia, Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, New York, Maryland, New Jersey, and the Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico. That's where I've been. So like central-ish, east, south. Like that's where I've been. Almost went to Mania this year. And that was in Tejas. So I actually want to go to Texas, but yep, that's where I've been. Lonzo Miko Satomura appeared tonight on NXT. I've never seen any of her matches. Are you familiar with her work? Yeah, I've seen some of her work before. It's cool. Touchy question. I think it's never been asked you before, but do you think Benoit should be in the Hall of Fame after what happened? The answer is no, but should it be as a wrestler? Nope. I don't think so. Yes. I heard he really, really likes the wraps, the tuna wraps. Yes. Who is the biggest surprise comeback that you can see Trips pulling in the coming months? The coming months? Bray, actually. In the coming months. I mean, that's really the only huge name out there still. Like the hugest name out there still. Yes, I agree. It wasn't good. If Angle was coming back for WWE, one could see him bringing back Team Angle and Alpha Academy. Shelton Benjamin, Gabe Stevenson, Bowser, Boogs. No, I can't. I mean, I talk to Angle a lot, actually. I could text him after Raw and ask him if it's a one-off and let you know on the PNP Patreon. Worst thing about Vince, WWE's will be hearing your mumbles, man. There you go. Ever been to Grand Canyon? No. I've only been Eastern United States. So no, I haven't. How do I see the Mox Punk match going? Page interferes is my guess. Perhaps. But I don't know. Been to Alaska, Hawaii, Rhode Island, Delaware, Maine. I've been to also Texas. Nice. Yeah, I mean, I don't see Paige interfering. Could be they could make it a storyline, but I don't really care about a non-title Mox Punk storyline, and they don't want Paige to be in the championship run right now, at least. Yeah, I wouldn't care either. I think Triple H will bring back managers like we had. I would like that actually. I'd be game for that. Do I think he would? Maybe one or two. All right. I'm gonna address the rest of these questions as we head on out. I got a few more questions left, so I will address those in a minute. But you know what time it is. You know what time it is. You know what time it is. Let's go. It's time to go. It's time to go. I don't know. Seemingly confirming his retirement next year. How do I see creative using him going forward? I think that he's not going to be there every week. Probably going to come back times during the Big Four. Mixed tag match at the castle. Oh, what's the deal with Jarrett leaving WWE and Road Dogg being around like what was the point of living and rapping at the left you? Simple answer. Simple answer. Jarrett, Vince, Road Dogg, Trips. I chatted with Jarrett and Road Dogg after the announcement. I don't think so. I can see that. And I'm kind of okay with that. Give it some time and we will find out. Thank you, Dion. Thank you, Ricky. Awesome episode of PNP again. PNP, I'll see you later. I'll see you later.